my arriving home ritual sometimes, not always, sometimes, which is why, again, it's like, you know, not like a consistent thing, but is I'll like list to myself all the things I want to do, and then I'll just repeat that list over and over to myself.
I like reading the novels. I like listening to stories that aren't my own because it forces me to stop thinking about myself, to stop obsessing over what I look like.
But growing up in a city definitely toughened me up and forced me to be extremely independent. This anxiety and independence has led me to consistently put up a wall to kind of protect myself. I've always been very self-conscious about my anxiety, especially because, unfortunately, it tends to show itself in very irrational ways and often in very public spaces.
With me personally, I know that I'm a very critical thinker, and in a way that is good, especially since I am in the art field. I get to think more on how will my art be depicted by the viewer and how will I be depicted by my art. And I feel like that's like a healthy thing to do, especially if you're an artist. But at the same time, I am also a person that is very reliant on intuition.
My moments of rest, my moments of loafing, I find myself frozen because my thoughts are everywhere and I can't decide one thing to do and I can't motivate myself to start doing anything. Or I am able to focus in on a task and get things done in a timely manner and be productive.
Most people that know me or know of me typically get piqued with interest based on the outfits I'm wearing or the image that I give off. There's a lot of thought that goes into how I present myself. Not in like a glamorous, oh, I want to be better than everyone type of way, but more like how I'm feeling and want to be presented. My outfits are a reflection of who I am and typically correlate with my emotions and my mindset in the situations.
I want to appear as a mysterious and confident person to the public, and because of that, the other half of my personality gets locked away until you really get to know me. But when you get to know me, I'm a very loud and spastic, sarcastic, strange, and even unhinged, which at times I think contradicts my physical appearance.
And like sometimes I feel compelled to sit down and for 6 hours straight knit a hat. And obviously, like, I'm either watching TV or listening to a podcast or listening to a book. I pick up hobbies and then I get kind of obsessive about them, only for it to like be questionable how much I continue to do it in my future.
So there's a lot of moments where I will have this mental standstill moment and inner conflicts where it will cause me to mask myself. And so a lot of people probably don't know that I'm eternally like fighting myself. But I'll just have these manic episodes, and these episodes only happen like right in the middle of the night where everyone is asleep in a way, and so I can like truly express in a way. I don't want to say express my emotions, but just pretty much let everything out.
I constantly obsess over what I look like because I feel like I don't have a real sense of that, and I don't like the thought of not having control over how people see me.
You see me in colorful clothing sometimes relate to a more vibrant mood, while an edgier, darker, broody tones would be a little bit more mysterious, maybe sad, depending on how I'm feeling in the moment, obviously. I use this medium and art form to not only help myself be seen, but also let myself be unseen. I think of myself through a lens, really. Rather than me being in the moment, I look at myself through others' eyes. How am I being perceived? What do people think? I like to think of my surroundings as like a piece of paper, and on that white sheet is like a random smudge. I guess that's how I perceive myself, a smudge.
The guilt of not doing things is very frustrating, and the constant ebb and flow between these two states, the constant shifting. I feel like I am sinking or swimming at any given moment, and that is coloring how I'm seeing things.